Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating a flipbook using the 4x6 flipbook by Simple Stories, and I am creating an album using the Fun Times collection. I love this collection so much. I had photos from when Edward was like 7 years old, maybe even 6, not really sure, that I never did anything with because it just didn't have the right collection. So when I saw this collection, I was so excited because I knew exactly what I was going to do with this. So right now I'm just stacking all my embellishments using the trays just to get myself organized. And I'm flipping through just to figure out what I want to do with the cover. Sometimes I add pattern paper to the cover. Sometimes I just add some stickers. But I just move embellishments around just to see what I want to do with it before I start mounting anything down. I decided I didn't want to use pattern paper and that I'm just going to use the foam stickers and add it straight to the cover. And so I'm just placing those down, and I'm being careful before I put these foam stickers down because once you put them down, they're not coming up. So I'm really trying to focus on the design before I put it down. And the stickers are just awesome. I just love them. And I'm going to use foam stickers to add some dimension as well. And I'm just going to place that down. And I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to add. The popcorn is so fun. I had to add that. And then I'm going to add some ribbon, tie that around the album. It just adds a nice touch. And that's simple. And I like the black and white with the embellishment because the embellishments have a little bit of black in it, and it really makes the bright colors pop. So I'm going to glue the decorative brad to the camera lens just so it doesn't fall off over time because these are on my shelves. And I'm going to add the sticker to the metal fasteners just for fun. And then for the inside of the album, I do like to decorate that as well. And I'm going to add these stickers here and add some foam stickers to the horse just to add dimension inside the album. And I like these little thin foam strips. They really work well for small areas. And I'm going to add just the enamel dots at the top there just to add dimension. It's just fun. Those little enamel dots fit perfectly. And I'm going to add the banner. It's super cute. I just love this collection so much. And then I'm looking for a title to put here, but I don't have anything that's small enough to fit in there. So I'm just going to add this in there. And another sticker. Yep, there it is. It's just fun. Something simple. And then I'm looking to see what I want to do for the first page. And I'm going to add this chipboard tag with the decorative brad and just call it a day. Nothing fancy. I do take advantage of white space on these 4x6 photos to add dimension with embellishments and to just fill it in. And I may come back later to add a little bit of journaling on that chipboard. But for now, I'm just moving along. And let's see, I'm just trying to see what cards I'm going to cut and use for the album. I'm going to cut this out to use as a journaling page. I'm not going to journal on it now, but I will come back and do that. And I'm going to add just a decorative brad. And that's really it. It doesn't really need anything else on that. And then for the photo, I'm going to take advantage of the white space and add some stickers. This one, I added some things on here, and I didn't like it, and I actually am going to come back and do something else with that. But for now, I always have a hard time getting started with these albums, just the process alone. So once I get in my groove, I'll go back and add some things and maybe take some things off. But I'm adding the die cuts here with some foam stickers just to add dimension on that 4x6 card. I love the little puppy balloon. It's so cute. And it's just super fun, this collection. I just love it. And so now I'm going to add another photo that kind of goes with the 4x6 card on the left side there. And I'm going to mount down the journaling die cut here, and I'm going to come back and add some journaling to that later. And I'm just moving die cuts and embellishments around just to see how they look before I put them down. And I love this card, the 4x6, the best day. So I'm going to add some embellishments on here just to add dimension. And I'm looking for something else to use. And I feel like this is perfect. So I'm going to use some foam stickers to pop up the drink and the pretzel. Super cute. Simple but cute. Alright, see, and as you can see how quickly this comes together, once you have your photos already printed, it just makes it easier. So I usually print out a few 4x6 photos, and then I print out a few 3x4s, because the 3x4s are great for my flip pages, and you'll see how I do that. So I cut down the 3x4 journaling cards so that 3 of them were connected, and then I just folded the left side over just to create a flip page. And now I'm going to add this photo to the right side like so, and then I'm going to cut out the tag from the cut apart sheet to add to the left side, and then I'll add some string and foam stickers to pop that up. Alright, and you'll see how that is done. And this, I usually follow the same format for all my flipbooks. It makes the process easier. And you'll probably notice that if you follow me. But it works. Alright, and then I'm going to mount this down directly on the sleeve. Okay, so that you don't need, so that it flips when you're looking through the album. Because if you put it in the sleeve, you're not going to be able to really see how fun this and interactive this album is. So it's okay to just mount them right on the sleeves. They don't need to be inside. And so now I'm flipping through to see what kind of embellishments I want to use on the photo. I really like the star tickets, but it didn't work out for this page. So I'm going to use this, and it points directly to my son on the swing with his friend Sydney. And now I'm looking to see what else I want to use for a page. I do like these journaling cards, so I'm trying to think what I want to do here. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a flip page. So I'm going to cut down these cards so that they are connected. And then I'm going to cut this photo down so that I can fit it within that card. Okay, so I'm just eyeballing it. And then I'm going to mount this down on the card here. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half like so, just so that I can tuck it behind that photo to create the flip page. Okay, I always mount them down behind that page so it doesn't move, but you don't need to. You can just leave it and just tuck it in and flip it. But I realized that the adhesive that I use is too far up, so I'm going to cover that with a die cut, and now I'm going to stick that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go and add some embellishments here. I like these little scallop border die cuts, they're fun. I'm going to use those, and then I'm going to add another die cut above here, but I'm just looking through to see what I want to use, and I'm going to cut the hand off and just put that on here. And I'm going to put that there, and then I am just looking through to see what I can add. There's a very small space I'm working with here, but I really like the stars and I wanted to add those, so I'm going to glue those down. And then I'm just looking through just for anything that, you know, I find interesting and fun to use. I did notice that there's a sticker flag, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it right on top of that, and I'm going to add a foam sticker behind it just to add dimension. And so that's done. And now I'm going to cut this picture down a little bit just so that it can fit right in there. And then I'm going to mount that down. Careful. Okay, and now I'm looking for something else to fill in that white space at the top of the photo. Nothing too big, just I kind of want a title or something up there. So I'm going to glue this down at the bottom, but I'm still going to look for something to put up there. Okay, and now I am moving along. Let's see, I'm going to cut out some more cards, 3x4 cards, to make another flip page, as you can see here. And I'm going to use the bone folder to flip that over. And I apologize, this part is kind of half cut off because I didn't realize the camera was off. So I'm going to add the photo to that page on the far right, and then I'm just going to cut the tag out, similar to what I did on the other spread where I used the same technique. And then I'm just going to pop down the tag using foam stickers just to add dimension. Okay, I'm going to pop that there and then add some string. But you get the idea. It's a little cut off, but it's okay. It's not going to be this way for the whole album. And then I'm going to add the decorated brad to the camera lens just to add dimension. Okay, and then I am actually gluing some other stuff down there, but what I'm trying to do is figure out what I can use on the photo without crowding it, because there's not a whole lot of space on that photo. So then I just decided I'm going to go ahead and tuck this happy journaling card behind the top of the photo, and it'll be fun because it'll add a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to add some more little embellishments at the top there, because there's a person space in the photo that I did not want you can see. So I'm trying to cover that discreetly, and I'm looking through to find something that'll work. I don't like the fireworks there, but this totally works. So I'm going to use the ice cream, and I'm going to add the little ducky using foam stickers, and that's pretty much it. And then I was going to add some balloons, because the balloons are fun, but I thought it was a little too much, and I decided I wasn't going to do that for this page. And so, as you know, I love embellishments, and I love playing with them. So I just never know when to stop. I'm still looking for some more things to add in this tiny little space, and then I gave up. Okay, so I'm going to mount this to the clear page, and I'm actually being very careful what page I want to mount it to, because once you put them in, it is done, and you can't flip them out. So I added the decorated brad, and that's it. And then for this page, I love the photo with them playing in the bumper cars. So I'm just going to add a little title at the top there, and that's it. Super simple, and it doesn't need anything else. I'm going to add that right there, and then put that right in the sleeve. Okay, and now I'm looking for other photos I want to use, and I am trying to focus on the order that these photos are in, and you'll see how that happens, because the very last page I'll wrap it up in a fun way. So this one I cut off the two 3x4 cards. I'm using the left side as a mat for that photo by just cutting the photo down so it would fit right in there. And now I'm just going to add some foam sticker stars at the bottom, and then the little swirl, and then the decorated brad. So I added this in here, and I was going to leave it at that. And the reason why I did the swirl with the brad at the top is to cover somebody's face that was not with us. And I'm going to come back and do something else with that page, but I'm just moving along. And then I love this the Ferris wheel card, so I want to use this as a flip page as well. And I'm just going to add this one, the 4x6 card here, and I'm just going to mount it right on there. Okay, and then I'm going to add the photo inside there, and I'm going to carefully put that in there to make sure it's not off center. Alright, and then I am going to cut this photo down. This was a fun photo because for a few years Edward was not big enough to get on any of these rides, and so he finally made it barely to get on these rides, and he was so excited because he's always been very small for his age. And so now I'm going to cut another strip of journaling cards together because I am going to create another flip page. I like this card, and so I'm going to cut the photo down so that it will fit right in there, and I'm cutting the bottom off a little bit, just slightly, because I don't want it to be a big flip page. I want it to kind of be a smaller size. So I cut the photo down a little bit too, just so it would fit. Okay, and then I am just going to add the adhesive so that I can mount it directly behind that card. Okay, and so that's done there, and then I'm going to cut this photo to fit right at the top there. I had so many fun photos, and it works great with this collection. Alright, so I'm going to flip that, and then I'm thinking I'm going to add the ticket stickers here, and I added some stars too there as well, just to change the colors. It's fun. And now I'm looking for something else to put in there for the title on that photo behind there. So I'm going to add this here with another sticker below it. And I wanted to use the enamel or the decorative stickers, but I decided not to because I don't want it to be too bulky, so I just added some enamel dots there. And now I'm looking for something else to fill in that space. The Let's Go sticker is perfect. And if you wanted to add a little decorative brad, you could, but I didn't. Alright, and now I am just looking for other things that I can add. And I'm just going to add the flag there, which is slightly cut off. But you'll see it when I do a flip through. And then I'm going to mount this directly to the sleeve, being very careful that it's straight. Alright, and let's see. I am thinking I was going to use another set of these cards to create another flip page. Because I don't like this page. I'm like, something's not right with it, and I need to do something. So at this point, I'm just trying to think of something to do to make it more interesting, because I'm not happy with it. So I'm just kind of looking through my embellishments to see what I can do. I do like that, and you can use the foam squares to pop the other circle up to add dimension, and you can flip it in there, and you can use that if you wanted to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Just going to come back to that and move along. And so now I'm going to work on this page, because sometimes I do get stuck on a page, and I figure it's better just to move on, come back to it later, because I get in my groove, and I don't want to stop the process, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to mat this photo down. I'm cutting it down slightly so it fits in there. And then I was like, oh, I don't like that. It doesn't work. The photo doesn't, I can't cut it down any further, and it doesn't work. So I cut the paper to measure 4x6, and then I added the other strip of paper to the center of that just to add more pattern. And then I matted the photo with the orange paper, and I like the orange. So I'm going to just mount this down with the journaling die cut, okay, side by side. And then I'm looking for die cuts or stickers to add on here as well. I like the fireworks, they're fun. I'm going to add that up there, and then I'm looking for other things I can add to this page. I'm going to add this down here right on the firework there. And I'm not going to use foam stickers because I'm trying not to make it too bulky. Some pages are flatter than others. And then I added the bumper sticker, that's cute, in the corner. And that's pretty much it. I'll come back and journal on that later. And then this page, I'm still struggling with it. So like I said, I'll be coming back. I love the balloons. So here's what I decided. I'm going to go ahead and adhere the balloons over the top in the center there. And it works. And then I'm going to add the foam strip there, so that I can pop it up with the decorated bread, and I just love that. So sometimes you just need to take a break and come back. And there it is. I just love this so much. It's so cute with all the flip pages. It's just fun. And now the back page, I'm gonna decorate with some more stickers and just add all the food and candy. So fun. Super simple. I'm just keeping it simple. And there's my album. Thank you for visiting today, and I hope I inspired you. Take care.